Okay, so if you're a government contractor, you know that acronym, DCAA. It can cause some serious anxiety, right? That annual incurred cost audit is a really high-stakes process where every single number matters. So let's dive into how you can navigate this whole thing and, come out on top. So, just to put this into perspective, get a load of this number. In fiscal year 2023 alone, the Defense Contract Audit Agency examined over $250 billion in contract costs. That is a staggering amount of scrutiny. And that brings up the big question, doesn't it? How much of that massive pie was yours? And maybe more importantly, was every single dollar that you claimed ready to go under the DCAA's microscope? Because if it wasn't, well, the consequences can be pretty significant. All right, so if we want to get audit proof, we've got to be super clear on what we're actually up against. Let's break down this annual challenge. Okay, so the main event here is something called the Incurred Cost Proposal, or ICP. You can think of it as your big annual financial report card that you turn into the government. You submit this to settle up all your indirect costs, and the DCAA's whole job is to pick it apart and make sure every cost is allowable, reasonable, and allocable under their super strict rules. And wow, this really shows you what's at stake financially. Out of that huge pool of costs they examined, the DCAA questioned enough to generate $3.5 billion in net savings for the government. That is money that contractors thought they were getting, but didn't, all because of compliance issues found in these audits. Okay, so we've established the stakes are high. Now let's talk about the danger zones, the common pitfalls where contractors get tripped up all the time. And look, this isn't just a random problem that pops up here and there. This quote comes straight from the DCAA's own findings. They're telling us that these specific audits are a consistent, major source of questioned costs, year in and year out. It is a persistent problem area. All right, now this table is where the rubber meets the road. It shows you the exact tripwires. First up, cost segregation. This is a big one. It's all about properly splitting your direct costs, for a specific contract, from your indirect costs that support the whole business. Then you've got unallowable costs. This should be a no-brainer, but people still mess it up. Trying to claim things like entertainment or lobbying, yeah, that's a huge red flag. Timekeeping? Oh boy, this is critical. They'll check if every single hour worked is recorded and if any changes were properly explained and documented. And that same level of detail applies to subcontractor costs and making sure your billing rates are always up to date. Each one of these is a potential landmine. And the thing is, stepping on one of those landmines, it's not just a little slap on the wrist. We're talking about real consequences. Costs getting disallowed, which hits your cash flow hard, projects getting delayed, and even financial penalties that can really hurt your business and your reputation. All right, enough doom and gloom. Let's talk about the solution. How do we fix this? Let's switch gears and look at a proactive strategy to make your next audit way, way smoother. Here are 5 absolutely essential steps. Number 1, you need a robust system, not a jumble of spreadsheets. 2, you've got to keep detailed documentation for everything. I mean, everything. 3, regularly review your billing rates. Don't just wait until the end of the year. 4, and this is crucial, train your employees on all these policies. And finally, number 5, use the DCAA's own checklist against yourself before you even think about filing. Think of it as good compliance hygiene. But here's the thing about a checklist. It's reactive. It helps you catch mistakes after they've already happened. So what if you could move from just a manual checklist to a fully automated engine? Think about that. An engine doesn't just check for errors. It's built right into your system to prevent them from happening in the first place. That's the real game changer. And that's where technology becomes your best friend. Let's see how a dedicated system can tackle those common pitfalls head on. And this is a perfect summary. You see the problem on the left and the automated solution on the right. Improper cost segregation, solved by automated cost allocation. Shaky timekeeping, fixed with a DCAA compliant system. Provisional rate headaches, gone thanks to real-time reporting. It's a direct answer to every single one of those major challenges. So let's dive into this a bit. With automated cost allocation, the system is smart. It automatically identifies and sorts all your indirect costs into the right buckets: fringe, overhead, G&A, you name it. It calculates the rates for you, and here's the best part. It systematically weeds out those unallowable costs before they can become a problem. And then we have timekeeping. A really compliant system is like a strict but fair manager. It forces you to track every single change. It makes employees explain any edits they make, and it even pokes managers about missing timesheets. What you end up with is this perfect, airtight audit trail that can stand up to anything the DCAA throws at it. And finally, reporting. Imagine this. Instead of that insane year-end scramble to pull everything together, you can generate all those required schedules with just one click. You can literally watch your provisional versus actual rates all year long, which lets you make those proactive changes that the DCAA loves to see. It puts you back in the driver's seat. Now, all these features are amazing, right? But here's a crucial piece of the puzzle. A truly audit-proof system isn't just about the software itself. It's about how that technology connects to your actual business. This is where expertise and technology have to meet. Exactly. A powerful system is only half the battle. It's like buying all the best tools from the hardware store. That doesn't automatically make you a master carpenter, right? You need the knowledge to use them correctly. The same goes for this software. The implementation, the setup, the tailoring, that's what turns a powerful tool into a reliable solution. And this really shows what that full approach looks like. With a solution like Daston's, which is built on NetSuite, they're not just handing you software. They're looking at your specific contracts and tailoring the system to you. They're automating your most complicated calculations. And they're there for you with ongoing audit support, backed by, over 15 years of experience in this space. That's how you build a system that can weather any storm. And that quote says it all, doesn't it? The best approach isn't about just installing some software. It's about building a complete, compliant ecosystem. It's about tailoring the system and bringing in the experts to make sure you succeed, from day one right through your audit. So when you put it all together, the goal is to completely transform your relationship with compliance. It's about getting out of that reactive cycle of stress every year and moving into a proactive state of being audit-ready all the time. It's about knowing with confidence that everything you do every single day is building a solid, compliant foundation. So I'll leave you with this final thought. Take a hard look at your own company and ask yourself this: is your current compliance strategy just about surviving today's audit? Or is it a real engine for growth, designed to help you win and succeed on your next audit and all the ones after that?